Deuteronomy 28:1. And if you faithfully obey the voice of the Lord your God, being careful to do all his commandments that I command you today, the Lord your God will set you high above all the nations of the earth. John 14:23. Jesus answered him, If anyone loves me, he will keep my word, and my Father will love him, and we will come to him and make our home with him. 1 Samuel 15:22. And Samuel said, Has the Lord as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obeying the voice of the Lord? Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to listen than the fat of rams. Isaiah 1:19. If you are willing and obedient, you shall eat the good of the land. Exodus 19:5. Now therefore, if you will indeed obey my voice and keep my covenant, you shall be my treasured possession among all peoples, for all the earth is mine. Luke 11:23. But he said, Blessed rather are those who hear the word of God and keep it. Joshua 1:8. This book of the law shall not depart from your mouth, but you shall meditate on it day and night, so that you may be careful to do according to all that is written in it, for then you will make your way prosperous, and then you will have good success. James 1:22. But be doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving yourselves. Philippians 2:12. Therefore, my beloved, as you have always obeyed, so now, not only as in my presence, but much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Romans 6:16. Do you not know that if you present yourselves to anyone as obedient slaves, you are slaves of the one whom you obey, either of sin, which leads to death, or of obedience, which leads to righteousness? Hebrews 5:9. And being made perfect, he became the source of eternal salvation to all who obey him. John 15:14. You are my friends if you do what I command you. Deuteronomy 5:33. You shall walk in all the way that the Lord your God has commanded you, that you may live, and that it may go well with you, and that you may live long in the land that you shall possess. Matthew 7:21. Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven, but the one who does the will of my Father who is in heaven. 2 Corinthians 10:5. We destroy arguments and every lofty opinion raised against the knowledge of God, and take every thought captive to obey Christ. Romans 2:13. For it is not the hearers of the law who are righteous before God, but the doers of the law who will be justified. Psalm 119:60. I hasten and do not delay to keep your commandments. Jeremiah 7:23. But this command I gave them, obey my voice, and I will be your God, and you shall be my people, and walk it all the way that I command you, that it may be well with you. Matthew 28:20. Teaching them to observe all that I have commanded you, and behold, I am with you always to the end of the age. 1 John 2:3. And by this we know that we have come to know him, if we keep his commandments. Deuteronomy 11:1. You shall therefore love the Lord your God, and keep his charge, his statutes, his rules, and his commandments always. Romans 5:19. For as by the one man's disobedience the many were made sinners, so by the one man's obedience the many will be made righteous. John 13:17. If you know these things, blessed are you if you do them. Hebrews 13:17. Obey your leaders and submit to them, for they are keeping watch over your souls, as those who will have to give an account. Let them do this with joy and not with groaning, for that would be of no advantage to you. Deuteronomy 13:4. You shall walk after the Lord your God, and fear him, and keep his commandments, and obey his voice, and you shall serve him and hold fast to him. 1 Peter 1:14. As obedient children, do not be conformed to the passions of your former ignorance. Matthew 21:28-29. What do you think? A man had 2 sons, and he went to the first and said, Son, go and work in the vineyard today. And he answered, I will not. But afterward he changed his mind and went. Genesis 22:18. And in your offspring shall all the nations of the earth be blessed, because you have obeyed my voice. Psalm 119:34. Give me understanding that I may keep your law and observe it with my whole heart. James 4:7. Submit yourselves therefore to God. Resist the devil and he will flee from you. Romans 12:1. I appeal to you therefore, brothers, by the mercies of God, to present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to God, which is your spiritual worship. John 8:31. So Jesus said to the Jews who had believed him, If you abide in my word, you are truly my disciples. Deuteronomy 30:16. If you obey the commandments of the Lord your God that I command you today, by loving the Lord your God, by walking in his ways, and by keeping his commandments and his statutes and his rules, then you shall live and multiply, and the Lord your God will bless you in the land that you are entering to take possession of it. Psalm 103:20. Bless the Lord, O you his angels, you mighty ones who do his word, obeying the voice of his word. Joshua 22:5. Only be very careful to observe the commandment and the law that Moses, the servant of the Lord, commanded you, to love the Lord your God, and to walk in all his ways, and to keep his commandments, and to cling to him, and to serve him with all your heart and with all your soul. 1 John 3:24. Whoever keeps his commandments abides in God, and God in him. And by this we know that he abides in us, by the Spirit whom he has given us. Ezekiel 36:27. And I will put my spirit within you, and cause you to walk in my statutes, and be careful to obey my rules. Luke 6:46. Why do you call me Lord, Lord, and not do what I tell you? Deuteronomy 15:15. But if you will not obey the voice of the Lord your God, or be careful to do all his commandments and his statutes that I command you today, then all these curses shall come upon you and overtake you. Acts 5:29. But Peter and the apostles answered, We must obey God rather than men.